Sharing the things you should do for trust to thinking it's all a must. Sorry, y'all. It's money. Laughing at a cigarette bright. Dreams take shape with every desire. Wills and dice. Sorry. Insurance plans. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Money and more. Everything well. Acknowledge the Lord. Has a protection plans to grow. To get and watch your dreams unfold. Today to trust for life. Breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, making tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. The figure today to transfer life. Breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, making tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. And now it's time to run. So wisdom's your return. Invest, protect, and thrive for sure. Signing off is old talks, money, and more.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is time to rise and shine for another edition of Soul Talks, Money and More, where we are always educating, enlightening, informing, and empowering our community. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmon Williams, educator, author, and investor, opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted, and I am so excited and so delighted to be here this first Monday in May. We made it to another month. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Got to start the show off this morning, first and foremost, by acknowledging Mr. Armstrong. You caught me totally off guard when I heard that jingle. I was expecting it. I just wasn't expecting it that soon. But we are here. We are here. And we want to welcome our WMPR 90.1 FM listening audience, as well as my YouTube and Facebook viewing audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, I got to tell you, this morning, Dr. Williams has to be in and out of here because I got somewhere to go, something to do this morning. So go ahead, pick up the phone, call who you need to call, text who you need to text, tell them to get up, turn the radio up. You don't want to miss today's episode. You don't want to miss this episode. I see my folks on Facebook, YouTube, everybody's going ahead and tuning in this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I got to ask you a question. As summertime approaches and people are beginning to make travel plans, many of you are probably making your travel plans, or perhaps you've already made major travel plans. Many people will head to destinations such as Disney World. Others will look to cruises, perhaps to Cozumel or some of these other destinations that are really popular. And some people even dream of walking beneath the Eiffel Tower in Paris, maybe exploring Italy or the Holy Land. But today, I want to ask a question, and I want to ask you to think about something differently. Has anybody ever considered simply vacationing in the motherland? Anybody considered that? Vacationing in the motherland. That's right, Africa. Because travel isn't always about getting away. It's not always about getting away. Some trips are for escape, but the most powerful journeys are the ones that bring you back to who you are. I want you to let that sink in for a moment. Some trips are for escape, but the most powerful journeys are the ones that bring you back to who you are. Now, again, go ahead and do me a favor. Call somebody, text somebody, let them know that it's time to turn that radio up, tune in to Soul Talks, Money and More, because this morning, you guys, I can assure you, this is going to be a different kind of conversation. I'm really, really excited about my guest that will be joining me by telephone, and I have a little surprise for you. I got an in-studio guest this morning, and I am just excited and delighted to see my in-studio guest this morning. Now, remember, if you cannot stay for the full hour, I get it. It's early in the morning and people getting up, getting ready to go to work. I understand that, but you can always catch the replay to Soul Talks, Money and More on our YouTube channel at I Am So Noted. I am so noted. That's IAMSEWNOTED. Or if you would like to connect with Dr. Williams, simply call me at 601-891-5611 or send me an email at iamsonoted@gmail.com. Okay. So today, as I say, we are talking about something that is going to be a little bit deeper than simply travel. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I have a bucket list. Ms. Armstrong, I don't know if you have a bucket list, but I have a bucket list, and I have several things on my bucket list. One of those things is something that I actually always think about around this time of year, simply because it always falls around this time of the year, and that is the Kentucky Derby. I dream of going to the Kentucky Derby. And in fact, if you follow me on Facebook, you saw this nice, cute little picture I created in my fascinator with my cute little dress on and my mint julep in my hand. I am looking forward to the day when I make it to Kentucky. But I'm going to tell you what I'm really, really, really looking forward to. And that's the day when I cross off another bucket list item. And that is my journey to Africa. I look forward to going to Africa for many reasons, and got to take this moment to give a shout out to my Kenyan bestie that I just met. I have a best friend all the way in Kenya, and we've never laid eyes on each other. But Miss Grace is listening to me, and that's the power of social media, you guys. I have to say that when Dr. Williams was going through just a few short weeks ago, I had people all over the United States and literally all over the world reaching out to express condolences to me. And I had a sweet young lady over in Kenya to reach out to me to express condolences. That's Sister Grace. And I'm looking so forward to the day when I step foot on the continent, the beautiful continent of Africa, because Sister Grace is one of the first people I would love to see. And, you know, I envision it being like that scene in The Color Purple when Nettie and Celie see each other after many years, and those arms are extended, and it's Nettie, Celie. So I'm looking forward to seeing my Kenyan bestie. Okay, so this morning we are talking about the journey to Africa, which is not just a destination, but a reconnection. And joining me this morning is none other than Lady Toussaint Duchess, brand ambassador for Kenya and the host of the upcoming Let's Talk Africa Fellowship. So we have her on the line this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Lady Duchess. Are you with me this morning?
Yes, I am. It's a great morning.
And
Good
that it
morning,
is.
Doctor.
Yes, ma'am. And we'd like to welcome you to So Talks Money and More. And I would like to just pause right here and let you start by introducing yourself to our WMPR 90.1 FM listening audience, our YouTube viewing audience, as well as our Facebook viewing audience. The floor is yours, dear.
Awesome. Well, great morning to WMPR in Jackson, Mississippi. This is Lady Toussaint Duchess, and I'm awfully known as Lady T or Lady Duchess. And I am born and raised in Ponchatoula, Louisiana, but I currently reside in East Africa, Nairobi, Kenya. I am the founder of Journey to Africa with Lady T and the brand ambassador for Kenya Airways across Africa. I'm actually, my love is for the arts, really. When I relocated to Africa, I was in performing arts, and I still teach arts in Africa. So I am an actress by trade. So if you've seen like the Fantasia Barrino story, Life is Not a Fairy Tale, I played opposite of her. If you remember the T.D. Jakes Woman Thou Loose play that traveled the country in the United States, I was his leading lady as Tawana, and I did many other projects and shows and worked with Tyler Perry. But when I relocated to Africa, I found God blessed me and trusted me with a company called Journey to Africa with Lady T. And I am here to bridge the gap. And let's talk about Africa, the beautiful motherland, the rich, the wealthiness, and just, get rid of the narrative of what people believe Africa is all about. And I am grateful for this platform to be able to expose that narrative.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to a very lively discussion this morning, because here on So Talks Money and More, our goal is to educate, enlighten, inform, and empower our community. And certainly many of us are very uninformed when it comes to the continent and the country of Africa. So we are looking forward to this discussion. And the first thing I want to say, just by way of making sure that our audience is with us this morning, Africa is not a place you just visit. It's a place that introduces you to yourself. And I got to say that again to somebody this morning, because some of us don't even know who we are. Africa is not a place you just visit. It's a place that introduces you to yourself. And so, Lady T, the first question I'd like to ask you, you made a comment a few minutes ago, and I don't want us to gloss over that. What are some of the biggest misconceptions about Africa?
The greatest misconception about Africa is that Africa is still living in the old age. Another misconception is that it's not a beautiful place. It also comes from the head of like the president of the United States. It's a rat hole. People also, the African American believe that Africa do not want us there, but it's the total opposite. Africa, the culture of Africa really invite us, the diaspora, the African Americans back home. So that's the one thing that we want to dismiss, that narrative of Africa is not a beautiful country. It's not a place to go on a vacation. It's not a place to take your children. But what they don't realize is that the best history that you can get is to bring yourself over to Africa and plant your feet on that African soil. It's the best history, the best knowledge that you could get up close and impersonal.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I take you at what you say, because I've never traveled there. And I think sometimes we make the mistake of believing things based on what others say and others' perception, rather than going and finding out for ourselves. And so, you made a comment, and I'm not going to get political this morning, but I will say this. I'm going to drop this since we right here. I'm going to go ahead and say, you said that they really do want us over there. Well, some of us may need to find somewhere where somebody wants us. Hello, I'm talking to somebody this morning. There's a lot of folks that don't want a lot of folks in some places. And I'm just going to say it like that, and we're going to move on this morning. I'm going to just leave it alone. I'm not trying to get political this morning. Now, I do want to ask you a question. So, as I understand it from our conversation over the weekend, you went there, I think, for a visit, and you've been there for many years now. So, what does the motherland mean to you personally?
Okay, personally, the motherland means to me is peace. It's happiness. It's a place of knowing who you are and being surrounded by people that truly care, to people that are humble. Africa is an investment. Africa is life. Now, my mother, she was born and raised in Mississippi, Meadville, Mississippi, and she's 79 now. But when I first took her to Africa, when she planted her feet on that soil, and we took her around Africa, she felt like she was a little girl again. She felt like she was like in the Garden of Eden, because Africa, the myth is that Africa, is very, very bad. It's not the best place to be, So when I went there, I went heartbroken. I went hurt. I was going through a divorce. It was 2016. I was invited by African. My first initiative was like, I am not trying to go to Africa for healing. I'm not trying to go to Africa to be in a peaceful place. I'm broken, so that's the last place I would like to be. So I was encouraged myself. I encouraged myself, well, let's go to London or Paris or, England or somewhere so I can feel good. And I asked the person that invited me to Africa to invest in me to go to Hawaii. I'll feel better. But in 3 days, I prayed about it. I went to Africa. I went on a sabbatical for healing, and that's where I found my new life. That's where I found peace. That's where I found happiness. I've even relocated in 2019. My son is 39. He's relocated. We have a beautiful home there. And I encourage people, if so much is going on in the United States of America, if you're looking for a place of peace, a place of happiness, a place where there's beautiful culture and people that will love you and people that look like you, pinch yourself on yourself and say, I want to be around people that look like me, from the president down to the shoe shine guy, and they love you. So I found so much peace in Africa. I found so much love. And everything that I did here in America, as far as acting, writing, producing, it met me there in Africa, and I felt needed, and I felt wanted, and I felt like they respect and honor everything that I taught them. And even to this day, launching, going on 7 years of celebrating Journey to Africa with Lady T, they're excited that I'm bringing so many people over. So it's not, like you say, it's not just a destination or just not like a vacation. This is an experience. It's a journey. And I encourage any and everybody that's listening to me, don't be afraid of the motherland. It's the motherland. So how do you be afraid of somewhere you come from? So let's go back home. Like Steve Harvey always said, when I first got to Africa, I cried and don't know why I was crying. The reason why we get so emotional when we land in Africa is because we feel a place in our home that's home that we've never been. It's like, I've been here before. I feel the atmosphere. I feel the people. I feel the ancestors. And when you land there, that's exactly how you feel, but you've never been there before. It's like a home away from home. So I speak to everybody that's listening. If it's on your bucket list, I'm telling you, you want to find peace, happiness, you want to enjoy the culture, you want to enjoy the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, Egypt, Ghana, any place. I host in 10 different locations. So listening to my voice, you can tell I'm happy. It's like the new ministry that God has given me to bridge the gap with African American and diaspora here in America to return back home. If it's just for 2 or 3 weeks, return back home. And I would love to pave the way and host you there.
Wow. We've been taught to explore the world, Lady T, but we're not always encouraged to explore our roots. And it's interesting that I hear you say, that feeling that came over you when you landed in Africa, because I do have other friends that have traveled to Africa, and they also expressed a similar feeling. It's a place of familiar, as you say. Those are people that have never been there. And then I hear the other side of the conversation, which I think stems from ignorance a lot of times, where you'll have people to say, well, it's not my roots. I was born here in the United States. That's not where I'm from. But really, all society, all culture began there. You just got to know your history.
You're absolutely right, Doctor. You're so right. You have Chinese that's born and raised here, but they go back to China. They go back home where they originated from. Why we as African Americans can't go back home, where we originated from, just to feel the culture. And when you return back to Africa, it replaces the misinformation with experience, with hands-on experience. It turns your fear into understanding. A lot of people, my senior citizens that come over, they weep the most because after 70, 80 years, they've already always had Africa on their bucket list. And when they arrive there, it's like, wow, Lady T, I never thought that I would be here. Thank you. I have footage of just so many emotions. I didn't know the kids that, the teachers over there wants to connect with the teachers here. The children over there want to connect with the children here. The churches over there want to connect with the churches here. And that's what this journey is all about. And it's just give you more power. When you come back, it makes you humble. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited, Doctor, for this platform to be able to spread the word about this negative myth or narrative that they have about Africa. Mm-hmm. And while we're on the subject, I want to tell your people that the greatest myth about Africa is that they think it's a country. Mm-hmm. Africa is the second largest continent in the world with 54 countries. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the biggest myths. People say, well, what country is Africa? Africa is a continent. And I live in one of the countries, which is Nairobi, Kenya, East Africa. And I'm looking forward to hosting you all on the continent of Africa, your motherland.
Yes. Now let me ask you a question. I know you're in Africa, but at the moment you're here in the United States, and we all, yes, again, I'm not trying to get political, so don't nobody go running up in my comments saying nothing to me this morning. But the reality is, you've been living under a rock if you don't know what's going on here in the United States of America, and in particular, what happened just this past week, the ruling that came out of the Supreme Court. So let me ask, in your opinion, why is this journey especially important right now, given everything that's going on in this country?
I think that we need to feel love, especially African Americans. If you would Google leaving America and where the African Americans are going, what they're doing, they're going to places like Africa to get a peace of mind. Mm-hmm. You see, there's a lot of killing, there's a lot of frustration, there's a lot of fighting. On social media, I see kids, just fighting in the streets, fighting in school. It's because there's so much anxiety when it comes to us. And we don't feel 100% loved here. And I know we might have white friends or whatever. We have, other friends. But when you come to Africa, you feel loved. You feel wanted. You feel like what God has gifted you with, whatever gift you have, whatever business that you have. Because even here, when I do business here, when I was doing performing arts, it's more or less like I had to compete with someone. I had to compete with the, not to be political, but the white guy or the white girl. But when you are on the continent of Africa, it's not no competition. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you have to offer? We want it. We desire to have it. There's so many Africans that comes over here to America. They get the education, but they don't stay here. They go back to their country to give back, because that's where your peace is. That's where your happiness is. And when I travel into to the United States of America, it's a whole different vibe. Mm-hmm. As soon as I get on the airplane and I land in New York, it's a whole different chemistry. It's a whole different vibe. It's such big anxiety and a dark shadow over the African Americans here in America. So when you come over to Africa, if you don't want to live there, if you don't want to relocate there, just come so you can learn more about who you are. Feel the ground, feel the people. And when you come back, you'll feel better about yourself. I don't care how people treat you. Like when I'm here in America, and I'm here now, I'm going back home to Kenya and on Mother's Day. I feel like I have brought something from Africa to America. I feel at peace. And I feel like, I can now minister to people like, why are you so, stressful? Why are we fighting each other? Why are we killing each other? If you go back to Africa, you're not going to fight yourself. You're not going to, fight each other, and that's what we do. It's like, black on black crime is really heavy here. It's not heavy at all in Africa. So I would say that this season of where America is, and if there's anybody, if you're retired, you want to get away, you want to get a vacation place, home, Airbnb or whatever, let's get out for a little while and relax and find some peace, find yourself, feel more better about yourself, and then bring it back home and spread the word That's what I need. I need people to help me spread the word about the beauty, the wealth, the richness of Africa that will change your life. If you believe that, that you came from Africa, if you believe that that's where it all started in Africa, let's go back. Let's go back home. Let's feel the vibe. Let's feel who you are. And then when you come back to America, you will make all the difference in your life, in your children's life, and even in your family life. I have ministered to so many people, and when people listen to me, they are in awe of, wow, you've been to Africa?
Mm-hmm.
Do they talk English? Do they understand you? Yes, they understand me. Yes, they talk English. And yes, you can learn their language. I'm starting to speak two different languages. One is Swahili in East Africa. So it's it's a peace of mind, heart, and soul when you relocate or even visit your continent of the motherland.
Wow. I'm listening to you and I'm thinking about this morning when I got up. I immediately turned my radio on because I look forward to hearing the sermon that my co-pilot, Mr. Larry Armstrong, will have playing for the day. And this morning, the gentleman that was speaking was talking about, our roots and our history and the importance of us passing the baton, as he said, passing on the information that we have so that it does not die with us, so that others know. And, I'm listening to you talk about how there is such a difference in the crime, the black on black crime there versus here. And I have to believe that part of that is because we have not done a very good job in this country of passing on and telling our story to our people. That has not, it's never been anybody else's responsibility to do that. So, it's amazing when you hear people get all upset about they're taking our books out the, out the schools and taking our names out the history books and doing this, that, and the other. Well, the reality is it wasn't never nobody else's story to tell. It's always been our story to tell. Come on, people. Am I talking to anybody this morning? It's our story to tell. And so I do applaud you for the work that you are doing and trying to bring awareness and informed information to our people about the continent of Africa, because again, we have not done by far a good job of telling our story. And that's why I have to believe a lot of our children are killing each other and killing themselves because we don't know who we are. We don't know from whence we come. We don't know our greatness. We don't know our ancestral history and all of the contributions that our people have made. We have been led to believe a lie. We've led to believe that we are nothing. We've never contributed anything. We've never done anything. We'll never be anything. We never had anything. We've been led to believe all these things, and they're simply not true. They're simply not true. So next question.
Doctor, I like to share this story, my testimony in reference to, I have a son. He's 39. He'll be 40. He's a diabetic type 1. And when he was in America, he just, for some reason, just couldn't get it right because of your peers. We have grandmothers now that's drinking and smoking with their children and stuff like that. We have all of this, and we have the youth, the kids, the harsh profanity, the beating, the abuse, the drinking, the smoking, the alcohol, the drugs, and he's been caught up in all of that. And with diabetes type 1. So he's been near death, I don't know how many times. Well, one day he was on his deathbed. He was in the hospital, and he rolled over, and I came home to visit about 2 years ago. He said, "Mother, I'm going back to Africa with you." Those words, when he said that, said to me and said to him, if I don't get out of America right now, I'm going to die. If my mother leave and go back to Africa, I know I'm going back to the same alcohol, I'm going back to the same girl in the street. I'm going back, and my health is bad. When I tell you my son has been in Africa for 2 years now, his health is amazing. He's in church, he's ministering, he's dating someone that, he's getting ready to do a dowry and possibly get married. So we're praying for that. And one thing with the health and food, here in America, prices are so high on food. To eat healthy is so expensive. The average person can't afford it.
Right.
But when you're in Africa, you eat healthy. This man, he eats healthy every day because it's inexpensive. His life is great. His health is good. His insulin. By the time the insulin gets from Africa to here, it's diluted. So when he got there, the doctor told him this is not 100% insulin. So now he's on a whole different insulin. He's on a whole different regimen, and he's eating good, and his mind is right. And he's not drinking and smoking, because people around there, when you come to Africa, you're not going to hear profanity. You're not going to see obesity. You're not going to see people disrespecting their mothers and fathers in the street. It's peace. It feels like the Garden of Eden. And I just wanted to share that testimony to anybody that's going through health-wise or whatever. Come experience the Motherland and learn. It replaces that misinformation with experience, and be able to have that history that you're talking about that they've taken out of the history book. How about come and learn it for yourself, and you'll be able to write a book at one day. I plan on, writing a book, telling a play, writing a story, a stage production about what I know about Africa and what I didn't know and what they didn't tell us.
Okay.
So I appreciate you, Dr. Williams, for allowing me to have this platform to bridge this gap.
Okay. Well, now I know this conversation is powerful, and my listeners are right here with me. They're not going anywhere, and I don't want anybody to go anywhere because we just getting started. But at this time, we have to do it. We have to pause and take a quick break. But I want everybody to stay right there, because on the other side of the break, we're going to continue this conversation. So just for a minute, Mr. Armstrong, I'm going to throw it to you. All right. Welcome back to Soul Talks Money and More. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmon Williams, and today we are talking the journey to Africa with Lady Toussaint Duchess. Now, if you're just joining us, make sure you catch the replay on YouTube at I Am So Noted. That's IAMSEWNOTED, because you don't want to miss any of this conversation this morning. And again, if you need to reach me, call me up at 601-891-5611, or you can reach me via email at iamsonoted@gmail.com. Now, Lady Toussaint was saying, if you just tuning in at the first half of the hour, Africa is a beautiful, beautiful continent. And I love what she was saying there at the end of the conversation, right before we went to the break, about her son and his testimony, and how he had to go back to the motherland to get his mind right. And when I look around and I see what I see, a lot of folks need to get their mind right. We need to pack some folks up in mass and send them to Africa. If that's what it takes to get these minds right, let's send them over there. Come on, let's pass the collection plate pastors. Let's get these folks to Africa. Get the mind right. Yes, ma'am. But now, on a serious note, let's shift the conversation just a bit, because I understand you have an upcoming event, the Let's Talk Africa Fellowship, which will be happening in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on this coming weekend. So if you will, tell us about your event and what attendees can expect.
Okay. So we are, when I'm in America, I take advantage of the time that I have when I'm in America. And every year I do a Let's Talk Africa seminar and fellowship across the nation. I've been to Jacksonville, Atlanta, all these big cities, but my family is in Baton Rouge. Like I say, I was born and raised in Ponchatoula. And this year we are doing Let's Talk Africa with Lady T in Baton Rouge. It's going to be this Saturday from 1 to 4:30. I have African friends that live in Baton Rouge, and they're going to serve us the best East African Swahili dish ever. So from 1 to 2, we're going to fellowship, we're going to eat, we're going to enjoy the African dish that we eat in East Africa. And then from 2 to 4:35, we're just going to open the floor. We're going to have Q&A. We're going to kill that myth about what Africa is. And when I tell you that so many people come to these seminars and they come to the fellowship and they come to connect with me because it's on their bucket list, but some are scared. Some don't know how to get there. A lot feel like it's too expensive to go. They don't want to go alone. Well, I am not an agent. I am a company, and I am the brand ambassador for Kenya Airways, and I service 10 different countries across the continent of Africa. And so when I escort you over to Africa, it's my face you see when you land, and it's going to be my face and my team when you leave. So I'm with you every step of the way. So you do not have to be afraid. So that's what we talk about here at the fellowship. Bring all your questions. We have all the answers. We talk about, investment and Airbnb if you want to relocate. We talk about the different countries, which country to actually go and visit, what time or what season. Talk about the government. We'll talk about housing, everything that you want to discuss about Africa. We try to answer those questions, even from do they have electricity? How do we communicate in Africa? And those questions are not one question is a stupid question. And I tell everybody this because in 2016, it was me. I always admit that I was very naive when it came to the motherland. I never had a desire to go because they never encouraged us in the history books, go back to Africa, or never taught us anything. All I remember was roots, Hutu Kente. So when I was invited there, my first response was heck no, Africa, really? But when I got there, I learned my own history and I came back. And God has given me this mission because there's so many people, even youth. I've taken youth there. Youth go back to school, do reports on Africa because they have been there and they can tell people, no, the kids' stomachs are all not big. All the kids' stomachs don't have flies running around them. They're big buildings. One lady asked me, is there hotels in Africa? So we are so behind. So if you are in the Baton Rouge area, you want to talk to some people from Africa, you want to talk to me as an American and what I know about Africa and how you can relocate or even come and visit with us, this is what the Let's Talk Africa seminar and fellowship is all about. On May 9th from 1 to 4:30 or 5 o'clock. We're going to shut it down at 5 o'clock. Bring everything, your heart desires, and we can answer. And we want to make you feel much better about Africa. And I take groups, 20, 30, 50, 60. I have a partnership with Bishop T.D. Jakes, and I've got this partnership after Bishop T.D. Jakes learned that what I was doing on the continent of Africa. So for him to help me bring people over, if T.D. Jakes, out of all people, can help me bring people over, then you can help me spread the word and you can join me and my team on the continent of Africa for a life-changing experience experience, okay? You are going to celebrate, you're going to connect with yourself, and you're going to help me change the narrative of what people say about Africa. Now, look at television. When you want to go on vacation, what do you see? You see Hawaii, London, Paris, all of this stuff on television, but you do not see one commercial that says the Atlantic Ocean in Ghana is amazing. It doesn't say anything about the Indian Ocean, Zanzibar in Tanzania. Vacation is beautiful, Mombasa, you know, even there's beautiful places to go in Egypt and Sierra Leone and, you know, Kenya. We do Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, which is the beautiful Victoria Falls. So this is where, and I show at the seminar all the locations that I go to. When you're taking your family, I have a senior citizen group that's leaving on June 3rd of next month that are going to Ghana. I'm making history in June because my guest will be 90 years old. The first person that I've ever hosted on the continent of Africa is going to be 90 years old.
Wow.
And she's a herbalist, and her desire is to come to Africa, experience Africa. And she said, with my last season, I really want to rest my body on the continent of Africa. I mean, it's amazing the position that God has me in. So I look forward to seeing all of you. Or you guys could give me a call, find me on social media, Journey to Africa with Lady T. Don't worry about pricing. We want to get you some good deals and get you some good connections over to Africa. So Let's Talk Africa, Saturday, May 9th at the address is it's on Blue Bonnet. I don't have it here, but I'll have it before we get off. But you can find me on Journey to Africa with Lady T on social media. Make sure you put Journey to Africa with Lady T because that's the T.
Okay, and we will have that flyer posted on our social media. The address is 9200 Blue Bonnet Boulevard, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Those are my old stomping grounds, Lady T. I am a proud graduate of Southern University. I am a Jaguar living here in Tigerland.
Awesome.
Yes, I am. So quickly, I'm looking at the clock and we got to wrap this thing up. We know that this weekend is Mother's Day weekend for those of us that are still blessed and fortunate to have our mothers with us. We want to talk quickly, and we got to wrap this thing up, but just quickly tell our audience about your Mother's Day giveaway and travel opportunities.
Yes, ma'am. So we're doing a Mother's Day giveaway at the seminar. And we like to make sure that all mothers are comfortable. There are concerns about, handicap or, wheelchairs and stuff like that. You not know we have young mothers, we have old mothers. All the young mothers, they understand that they can travel. But I want the older mothers, the senior citizens to understand that they can win too, okay? So when you win a package with me, your package includes everything. It's inclusive of everything except your domestic flight. So all you have to do is get to New York, okay? And so when you win it, you get the international flight, you get your 5-star accommodation, you get transportation on the ground, you get me and my team as your host. I am your American host, but I partner with very experienced educators that are on the ground to educate you about each continent or whichever country, about the continent or whichever country you're interested in. And so my prices, if we want to talk prices, my prices run from $5,000 to $7,000. But it depends on if you're going on one country or if you want to do 2 countries, okay? Mm-hmm. We have an amazing payment plan. And once you purchase your ticket, everything is inclusive except for your domestic flight, okay? So we hope to see you guys there on this weekend. My name is Toussaint Duchess on social media, my personal page, and Journey to Africa with Lady T on my business page, okay? Kids, adults, family, friends, senior citizens, churches. I connect so many churches to so many churches there, regardless of the religion. But just know that you gotta love God. Okay.
Right.
So I love what I do. It's a new mission. It's a new passion that God has given me. I still teach. I still do performing arts on the continent of Africa. We still do stage plays and productions. My overall company name is Toussaint Duchess Entertainment, and under that umbrella is tourism, theater, music, and ministry. So if there's anyone out there that has a desire to teach in Africa, have a desire to come and give, to do whatever, whatever that it is that you like to do, I'm able to put you in the position. I mean, even if you do roofing, if you do contracting, right now we're repairing a kitchen in one of the villages over there. You want to build a well. If there's anything you want to contribute to Africa, if you can't go, if you want to sow into my ministry, you're able to do that, to be able to give back to the motherland. And so we discussed all of this in Let's Talk Africa with Lady T on May 9th.
All righty.
Okay?
Thank you
and
so much.
Some mother is going to win a Mother's Day trip to Africa.
All righty. So we got to wrap this thing up, Lady T. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And again, we will have your flyer and your information posted on our social media at I Am So Noted, as well as my personal page, Natasha Solomon, on Facebook.
Thank
you for being my guest, and we look forward to seeing you in Africa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I see all of you guys in Africa.
All righty. All righty. So, you know what stands out to me? We plan vacations to relax, but we rarely plan journeys that restore our identity. You can travel the world and still feel lost until you step foot where your story begins. And some of us need to find ourselves. We really, really do. Now, if you have missed any part of today's show, I need you to head on over to I Am So Noted on YouTube for the replay. And I got to wrap this thing up. If you just waking up, you just getting up, sorry, you have missed the show. Dr. Williams said some things. We had a guest, but I got to go, you guys. And I'm going to pass the baton to my in-studio guest who has joined me this morning. I got to slip up out of here, but my guest is very capable and can handle things. But as we close, I want to leave you with a couple of things. Travel will show you the world, but purpose will show you yourself. And sometimes the journey forward requires a step back to your roots. So this summer, or maybe next summer, you might need to start planning this summer for next summer. As you plan your trips, ask yourself, not just where am I going, but am I going somewhere that will change me? Somewhere that will change me. I want to thank my guest, Lady Toussaint Duchess, for joining us this morning. I need to thank my listeners and my viewers. Thank you for showing up every Monday to grow with me. Now, before I go, I got to do a couple of things. I'm looking for my co-pilot, Mr. Larry Armstrong. I'm trying to see if he's over there in Studio A because Dr. Williams is about to put him all on blast this morning. Where is Mr. Armstrong? I do not see him in Studio A. Where all these folks go this morning? A few minutes ago, I saw all kind of heads buzzing around here. As my son can say, I saw the three wise men. Where are my wise men this morning? I don't see anybody. Where are they this morning? Y'all, they just left me hanging. Ain't this something? Look, just left me hanging. So as we close the show this morning, this coming weekend is Mother's Day weekend. We won't see you until the other side of Mother's Day. But I want to extend Mother's Day greetings to all of those who are still fortunate to have their mothers. I want to extend greetings to those of you who are those of us, I should say, that are fortunate enough to be mothers. And also, I want to love on those who have lost their mothers. Please know that motherhood is something that is a gift from God, and we should never take that for granted, that gift that God gives us by way of children, by way of children. So I want to, again, just say Happy Mother's Day to all. Also, my good friend, my Kenyan bestie, Miss Grace, I see you join me this morning over in Kenya. You guys, I am looking forward to my journey to Africa because I already have somebody over there waiting on me, waiting to see me, and I am waiting to see her. We live in this area of social media, and we are more closely connected than ever. Reach out, establish some relationships with folks so that when we finally make our journey to Africa, we have people waiting for us, excited to see us when we arrive, when we get there. And another thought that I want to just put out there, I don't know where my co-pilot is. It's like everybody just left the studio, just left me over here all by myself. I don't know where these folks are. But I do want to say this. On the other side of this weekend, when I return, if God says the same, I will have celebrated another trip around the clock. Yes. Dr. Williams has that Cinco de Mayo birthday on tomorrow. And I just want to say I am so grateful for the journey, so grateful for all of the lessons, the blessings, the headaches, the hardships, all of the good times, the ups, the downs. It takes all of that. It takes all of that. And all of that is part of the journey. I thank you for those that are extending happy birthday wishes to me. I am so grateful. That's the only way that I can sum it up. As we mature, as we become more seasoned, we are called to do more, to give more, and to be more. So again, when I say I thank you for showing up every week, for growing with me, I mean that with all sincerity. And before I go, got to give a special shout out to my great nephew, Jamez Johnson, and his team, the Mississippi Legends, who went down to the Gulf Coast this weekend and took care of business and came back with the ring. Shout out. Invest in those babies, you guys. Invest that time with those babies. That's the way we keep them out of the gangs. That's the way we keep them off the street. That's the way we keep them engaged and we encourage them. So congratulations again to Mr. Jamez as well as the Mississippi Legends. I got to get out of here because I got somewhere to go. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmon Williams. This morning, we've been opening minds, and I got to go because I got a few contracts I got to close. I am so noted. It's been great to be here. I don't know if I'm going to have an outro or not, y'all, because my wise men just disappeared on me this morning, but I'm out of here. Peace.